The tires hummed a low drone against the rainy asphalt of the Ozarks as I drove deep into the night. It was late, really late, and inside the car, my wife and kids were fast asleep. The steady rhythm of the windshield wipers was hypnotic, and my heavy eyelids started to sag. My head nodded once, twice, and the car began to drift, its wheels kissing the rough edge of the shoulder. Just as my focus was fading completely, the dead radio, which had been silent for hours, roared to life. A raw, distorted snarl of outsider punk, the kind played on a beat-up cigar box guitar, filled the car. Then, a gravelly voice boomed through the speakers, seeming to shake the very frame of the vehicle. I'm the Bull Shoals Boogie Man on WBULLM radio from beyond the veil. Wake up, late-night driver. My heart hammered against my ribs. Adrenaline surged through me as the voice gave way to a frantic, electrifying rockabilly beat. Every nerve was wide awake now. I gripped the steering wheel, corrected the car's path, and saw the welcoming glow of a neon sign ahead. A gas station. Perfect. I pulled in, the gravel crunching under the tires. The sudden stop and the bright lights woke my family. Everything okay? My wife asked, rubbing her eyes. Yeah, I said, trying to sound casual. Just thought we could all use some coffee and snacks. As the kids piled out, excited for a midnight treat, I glanced back at the radio. It was dead again. Just static. Back in the car, steaming cups of coffee in hand, my wife turned to me with a smile, scrolling on her phone. Hey, listen to this, she said. While you were paying, I looked up weird local legends. There's one about this area, about a ghost DJ they call the Bull Shoals Boogie Man. I felt a chill run down my spine. She continued, the story goes that he was a rockabilly musician who crashed on one of these highways back in the 50s. They say he still broadcasts from the other side, cutting through the static whenever a driver needs him most, to keep them from meeting the same fate. I looked at the radio, its blank screen showing nothing but faint, hissing static. I didn't say anything, but I whispered a silent thank you into the darkness and pulled back onto the foggy highway, the ghost's music still echoing in my mind. We drove on, the fog thickening as we neared Harrison. The world outside was a swirling gray mist, and the headlights cut only a short path in front of us. Then, a figure materialized in the beams. It was a man, standing right in the middle of the road, dressed in a vintage leather jacket and holding what looked like a cigar box. I slammed on the brakes, my heart leaping into my throat. The car screeched to a halt. But when I looked up, the road was empty. There was no one there. Confused and shaken, I was about to drive on when something on the dashboard caught my eye. A small yellowed business card that definitely wasn't there before. I picked it up. In old-fashioned print, it read, WBULLAM, the voice of the void, keeping you between the lines since 1954. Request line, just scream. I flipped it over. Scrawled on the back in what looked like pen ink was a message. Drive easy, brother. I've got the graveyard shift covered. Just then, my daughter giggled from her car seat. Daddy, she said sleepily, the guitar man says hi. The sun finally started to break through the fog, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Needing to stretch my legs and process everything that had happened, I pulled over at a scenic overlook. An old man was already there, leaning against a stone wall and looking out at the valley. He had a kind, weathered face and held a beautiful, handcrafted guitar with the letters HGD etched into the wood. I must have looked haunted because he chuckled as I approached. You look like you've been listening to the midnight broadcast, he said, his voice warm and friendly. I stared at him. You know about the boogeyman? He laughed again. Old Boogie? Oh, he's just the messenger. Does a fine job, too. He then explained a cosmic circuit I could barely comprehend. He said there was a source, a station called Zero Antarctica, that sends tunes down from the stars. The boogeyman, broadcasting from the veil between worlds, catches those signals and plays them for travelers like me. And me? The old man said with a twinkle in his eye. I'm the hillbilly guitar dude. I just stay here on the ground, keeping the vibrations steady. I thanked him, my mind reeling. As I walked back to my car, I glanced over my shoulder. The man was gone. But there on the stone wall where he had been standing, a single, glowing guitar pick lay, shimmering with an otherworldly light. The Ozarks were full of secrets, and I felt like, for the first time, I was finally in on the song. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more strange tales from the road.